Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. This is Oziova from Ozike TV. So how have you been? Well, I'd like to ask you a question. Have you had an encounter with a drunk policeman? Sounds funny. Well, I'll tell you all about it. How I almost lost my life. Honestly, in the hands of a drunken policeman. I'll be right back. See you. Well, I'm back. Well, if you are new here and today is your first time of watching my videos, kindly subscribe to my channel. Also, click the notification bell so that you will get to see a new video each time I upload one. All right, let's get on with the video. In May 2020, this year, a drunk policeman killed some of his colleagues and injured some at Ikoyi in Lagos here. As if that was not enough, in June, a similar thing happened. This time, a sergeant, a sergeant killed an inspector. You know, both of them live in the same compound. They lived in the same compound with some civilians. The facility does not belong to the police force. So they were just tenants there with others. This particular day, he went out and got drunk. You know, the guy was known to terrorize people around him. He was just a pain in the neck. So this particular day, he had gone out, you know, to a local liquor store and took some alcohol that was too much for him. When he got back, he got embroiled in a confusion, got embroiled in a quarrel with another tenant. To the extent that he started chasing that one about with a cutlass and inflicted some injuries on him. When the inspector heard the commotion outside, he came to find out what was happening. And lo and behold, it was his colleague. He tried to find out from him what the problem was. But no, he wouldn't have none of it. He didn't even remember that this guy was his senior. What did he do? He turned on the guy and gave him some machete cuts, and that was it. They took this inspector to the hospital, but he didn't make it. He died. That was how he lost his life. You know, when I read that in the news, I said, oh God, thank you for saving my life. Because you see, a similar thing happened to me some time ago. I had gone to the police station to see the DPO for something, and in the course of my duty there, okay, so I didn't see him. I didn't meet him in the office. On my way out, I ran into another policeman I knew, so we got talking. He saw me to the gate. I was about leaving when another one joined us. So we're just exchanging pleasantries. And I looked at the side. I saw a policeman that was sitting there. He was all by himself, you know, looking somehow. So I didn't pay him any attention. But when he saw me, he started walking towards us. So the way he was coming, I took some steps back, you know. I said, this one, you know, the way he was looking, I took some steps backward. He just came and stood there. Nobody invited him. He started pointing at me. You think you can come here anytime you like? You think you can do anything? One of his colleagues asked him, what is the problem? And I asked him, I said, are you referring to me? He said, yes, I am referring to you. What will you do? You know, when I saw that this guy wasn't in his right senses, I moved back a bit. He said, I can deal with you. Do you know that I know people in Abuja? You know, he was just talking out of point. So his colleagues now came, some other guys joined and, you know, ensured that he went inside. They took him back to the station I asked his friend. I said, what was the problem? What happened to this guy? They said, and this thing happened around 10 a.m. Okay, so they said the guy drank himself to stupor, early in the day, and he was just misbehaving. So what did they do? The DPO, they collected his pistol, his rifle, all the things that they normally give them every day to work with. So they took everything, because at that time he was a danger to himself, a danger to the community, a danger to his colleagues, a danger to everybody around. So when they took those things, he didn't have anything. They left him there. That was why he sat there without anybody coming close to him, because they knew he wasn't in his right senses. So what else happened? I began to imagine what would have happened to me if that guy had a gun with him. If he had a gun, this one, what we are saying, I will not be saying it, because it should have been a different thing altogether. I was so scared. I said, I went to work. If he had killed me there, nobody would even have known. I went to work, then I went to the police station. I said, what kind of thing is this? The way they carry this gun, the thing is even is frightening sometimes. And you allow this guy, if the DPO hadn't been observant, if his colleague hadn't been observant or didn't report him, you see, I'm sure he would have ended up killing somebody that day. So that was how I was freed. But on the other hand, I checked him out. I looked at him this way, looked at him that way. He didn't have any weapon on him. So I said, okay, this one. By the time he would gather himself, I would have run away, or I'll just use a pair of shoes and break his head. So many thoughts came to my mind. I didn't know what to think, honestly. That day, it was not funny. It was not funny at all. You see, most times you find yourself before these people, and some people try to show that they are educated. You want to speak big grammar. Don't even bother. You know what you do in such a situation? Just find out how you can calm the situation and leave that place, just to save your life. Because if they kill you, it's their word against yours. You're already dead anyway. You cannot defend yourself. They could kill the person and put their guns beside the person. The next you will see, news headlines: policeman disarms an armed robber. Policeman was very smart today. Something happened and they killed an armed robber. So many headlines will just come up, and you will not be there to defend yourself. A dead person cannot defend himself. So what will you do? When you come across them in that state, please be careful. Just apply wisdom. Remember, wisdom is profitable to direct. In that instance, just know that anything could happen, and your life is just one breath away. So be wise. Be wise. Or maybe you're on a journey, or you're going somewhere and you see two policemen arguing or fighting, and you want to go and make peace. Defender of the universe, just keep moving. They will sort themselves out later. That is not your business. I just thought, I could share this, because that day when I got home, I couldn't even eat. I closed my eyes. I said, so this is how I would have ended up. This is what would have happened to me, just like that, in a twinkle of an eye. And before you know it, that is it. They would just kill and drop something with you there, drop something on you there, maybe cocaine or something, anything. And you know how they are. So if you're going anywhere and you run into them, please be careful. Be careful. These people, they don't care. Honestly, they don't care. See how the sergeant wasted that inspector's life just like that, just because he came out to ask him what the problem was. Because the guy was just a troublesome tenant, troubling everybody in the vicinity. So I just thought, well, I could share it. It's not funny that day. It was not funny, honestly. Well, that is it for today. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have you had an encounter with any drunken policeman before? Why don't you share it with us? Let us rejoice with you for staying alive. I mean, it's a testimony. It's a testimony, honestly. Okay. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.